Hi Canada, I need your help. I live in the best city in the greatest country in this world. But of course, my beloved hometown of Ottawa is far from perfect. And its biggest flaw is no, not all the hot air emanating from our most iconic landmark, but it was created by our federal government over 50 years ago, and only our federal government can finally fix it. I am talking about the Ottawa Greenbelt. Like all the successful municipal greenbelts around the world, the Ottawa Greenbelt was created to offer a buffer zone with limited development between the city and the surrounding countryside. And here you see the National Capital Commission, or the NCC, that is the Crown Corporation responsible for this greenbelt, readily admit in their two previous master plan reviews that the greenbelt was originally intended to encircle and contain the urban capital. And then here they admit that they pursued such a poor, short-sighted vision that their population forecast for the year 2000 was already reached only 5 years after it was created back in 1970. This has resulted in us now having more people living outside of the Greenbelt than inside of this so-called belt. But instead of correcting this planning disaster, they continue to come up with lame excuses to leave it intact, exactly where it is. I would like to first show you this large piece of property on the Greenbelt that I grew up very close to, and is at the heart of my obsession of why this is such a destructive element to my city. This huge farm is owned by the Department of Agriculture, and I'm sure they do some important work, but it is ludicrous that this work is being done inside my city. The NCC owns most of the other lands in the Greenbelt. The NCC is the largest landlord in Ottawa and is responsible for many important properties such as our Prime Minister's residence, as well as Rideau Hall, the home of the Governor General. As well, they own and operate Gatineau Park, which is across the river in Quebec and is by far my favorite playground where I do most of my mountain biking, camping, and kayaking. I love this big park and am proud of how the NCC has taken care of it. The Greenbelt, on the other hand, is a far different matter. But inside the Greenbelt is also many properties that are very precious, such as Mel Bleu in the East End and Shirley's Bay in the West End. And I will always insist that these pieces of property are never developed in any way. And now you can see the suburb in the distance, Barrhaven. And here are the thousands of cars crossing this huge tract of land to go home from their jobs and schools inside the Greenbelt. My first suggestion to them was to line these barren roads with trees, as these are the most treacherous wind-blown roads in the region in blowing snow conditions. On the same day that I recorded this video of this massive cornfield, I also took this video of the construction of a new development being built 10 kilometers farther away. Developers are continuing to clear-cut forests, fill in wetlands, and destroy farms far outside the Greenbelt, all in the name of more housing. I would much prefer to see them build inside the Greenbelt state-of-the-art, car-free communities built to the highest possible environmental standards. But even if they were to just build another one of their overpriced cookie-cutter bedroom communities here, as opposed to 10 or more kilometers farther away from the city core, the benefits to me are just mind-boggling. Our city buses continue to spend over $10 million a year in extra fuel just to drive across this wasteland. And to extend all the infrastructure past this waste of space and maintain it is obscenely expensive. Not to mention all the time that would be saved if people didn't have to drive a further 10 kilometers away or more twice a day in rush hour traffic. Now, as we look across the street at yet another large farm, we see it is surrounded by a barbed wire fence, which is contrary to their contention here that the Greenbelt allows the free movement of animals. Which leads me to want to show you another huge tract of the Greenbelt. Ottawa's International Airport takes up 10% of the Greenbelt. Just how many animals do you think are traipsing across this tarmac? You do see many trees in the distance, and I want them to plant more trees, as I am proud to admit that I am a tree hugger, and so much more. And I promise that if any tree of this age or older is ever threatened by a developer in the Greenbelt, I will do whatever it takes to save its life. But unlike many tree huggers, I have a tremendous amount of uncommon sense. And I'm just so sick of all the government departments and publicly funded agencies that claim to do such great good in one area and are oblivious to all the damage they do in other areas. Mostly, of course, just costing us way too much money. If you'd like to learn more, go to ctog.ca, ctog.ca. If you'd like to pledge your support or give me some advice, or if you simply feel the need to express your outrage at my sheer audacity, then please email me at letsctog@yahoo.com. That is letsctog@yahoo.com. This pretty lady is Melanie Joly, our current Heritage Minister in the Trudeau government, and our Parliament's representative of the NCC. Please email her at melanie.joly@parl.gc.ca and ask her to change the Ottawa Greenbelt. Or share this video and tell a friend that the kooky guy in the really nice hat just made a whole lot of sense and helped me make our world just a little better place. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.